What's up, guys? And welcome back to the channel. Now, I know I told you guys there was no more Spurs content until me and Harry were back. And that's right. We're rocking the England shirt today. This is the 2010 England kit, my first ever England kit, not this specific one, but this kit. For those of you guys that are observant, just quickly in the background, the backdrop has changed. I've finally moved my setup around. You can see my PlayStation there. It looks amazing. So I'm really, really happy with this. Hopefully you guys like it as well. I'm joined by Ciaran today. How you doing?
I'm not too bad. Thanks for having me on.
No worries, no worries. We're going to be doing our Euro prediction. I know the Euros is out on Friday, so you guys will probably be seeing this Wednesday. But it's going to be a good fun. Check out Kieran's channel. He's a massive Spurs fan, as you can see by the banner on his wall. He's definitely going to be on the Spurs show as well, and he's going to be doing loads of Spurs stuff over on his channel as well. So make sure you go over there and drop him a sub. At the end of the day, we're all Spurs fans, and everyone rants slightly differently, so it's always good to hear. We're going to start then with Group A, which is Germany,
Yep.
Scotland, Hungary, and Switzerland. Now, slightly biased, I have Hungary in my sweepstake at work. So,
Right. Right.
you know, I'm hoping Dominic Slobozai and William Orban, and they're the only two players from Hungary that I know, can carry them, but it's unlikely. I think it's probably obvious that the hosts are going to finish top of this group.
100%. Yeah.
If they don't, I think Nagelsmann won't even make it back to Germany.
Yeah. So I think, don't get me wrong, I feel like it's definitely a battle for second with Scotland and Hungary, but I feel like Scotland will come second in this group. I genuinely
Really?
I genuinely do think it'll be Germany, Scotland, Hungary, Switzerland.
Okay, I'm going to agree with you on Germany. Then I think that's the easiest way to go on that. Scotland is an interesting one for me because I don't. They've just not been particularly good in tournaments. They've not been particularly consistent. I know Shea Adams had a half decent season for Southampton. It looks like he might be going to Wolves or who's the other? Oh, there's another team he's been linked to. There is quality in that Scotland side.
Definitely.
And there is quality in that Hungary side. I think it's evil. It goes either way. I think it'll all depend on the results against each other rather than anything else. I think I will agree with you. I think I'll give Scotland the benefit of the doubt. Unfortunately for me, seeing Hungary go out.
I feel like Scotland are a definitely tighter knit side than a lot of other sides. Obviously, Hungary have got some good players, and Szoboszlai and like Galashi and stuff. They've got some good players. But I genuinely do think that Scotland have been played in a harder league. I genuinely do think they'll become second.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Group B, Spain, Croatia, Italy, and Albania. Now, for me, I'm going Italy, Croatia, Spain, Albania. I don't think Albania stand a chance. I think
Right.
Italy and their momentum last time. I wouldn't be surprised if Italy got knocked out because in the Euros it has a history of the team in the previous winners doing terribly the next tournament, unless you're France. But I just think Italy have that experience, and a lot of that squad is the same. And I think Croatia just have a way of doing it in the Euros. I don't know what it is, but I just think they have a way of doing it in the Euros. That Spain team's lost a lot of experience, and I just don't think they're going to do particularly well.
Yeah, no. So I've got Spain, Italy, Croatia, Albania.
Really?
I think
Okay, why have you got Spain first?
I think Spain. Look, don't get me wrong. As much as I'm bitter about them not bringing Pedro Porro, as much as I think they should have, but
Keep him injury free. That's what I
that
say.
is true. That is true. But I think Spain have definitely got some good players coming through this season. You know, they've got Pedri, they've got Gavi, they've got Nico Williams. You know, they've got players like that can generally push them, and I generally do think they'll finish first. Whereas, Italy, I think I don't think they'll win it this year. I generally don't think they'll win it this year. They've got some good players, but yeah, I think second's fair. I think it'll be close between Croatia and Italy. I think it'll be more of a dogfight than anything.
See, so we've agreed Albania are last, which that helps.
I think they're getting.
I'm putting Croatia as second. I think they have a knack in these tournaments. They really have a knack of just getting results. So then it becomes between Italy and Spain, and we both disagree.
Yeah, look personally. I think Italy have got some good players. Obviously, Spain have got some good players as well. But I feel like Italy and Croatia. It depends. It really just does depend on if Italy can, play against these teams like Albania. I feel like Albania are going to be a very drop back team and try and make it hard for these sort of teams that they want to get points
But
against.
I think Italy. I don't. This is where I think Italy will be an advantage over Spain. Italy in the last European Championships did well against teams like that. They were able to create those passes. This isn't the Spain team of old. This isn't the tiki taka. This isn't the fast paced sort of energy that the Spanish teams we've known in the past, and the quality isn't to the level of Spanish teams in the past. I think Italy are more prepared to get those kind of results than I think Spain are.
I can completely agree. Don't get me wrong. As I said, Italy have got some very, very good players. I feel like Chiesa is a very Euros player. He showed that.
Yeah.
He showed that in the last Euros. He can turn up in these sort of tournaments. Make a difference. But I generally think it really comes down to if Italy and Croatia, because I can see that game sort of being a stalemate. Because I feel like they're both obviously going to be winning these games.
See, I think if I was to put my money on it, I think Albania will lose all their games. I think Italy will beat Spain, draw to Croatia. I think Croatia will draw to Italy and beat. But no, does that work? No, I don't know. It's hard without looking at the actual individual games.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I feel like Croatia and Italy, I really do see them sort of games going as a stalemate because they'll both win it. Because I feel like, in my opinion, Spain are going to top the group. I don't know about you.
I still think it's going to be Italy that top the group. This is
really.
Yeah, I really think.
I see a lot of.
The thing is, I think Spain have been overhyped in the last few tournaments and they've been absolutely awful.
Right.
And I don't think it's going to change, especially with the experience going. There's no Ramos. I just think that's going to hit them hard. I really think it's going to hit them hard.
Oh yeah, of course. Obviously, losing Sergio Ramos is always going to be hard for them. He's been a massive player for them over so many tournaments like World Cup and the Euros and stuff like that. So I can completely understand what you're saying, but I generally do think Spain will top the group and potentially shock a lot of people.
Okay, I'll give you this one. We'll go. I don't agree with it, but we'll go Spain, Croatia, Italy, and Albania. Otherwise, we'll be here forever. I think it is. I think it is an interesting one. I think Spain either make it to a semi-final or they go out in the group. I think it's going to be one of those kind of tournaments for them. Group C, England.
This is the one.
I'm going. Unpopular opinion. Don't shoot me. I'm not a hater. Denmark, England, Serbia, Slovakia.
Wow, I've got something completely different to you. So I've got England, Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia.
Sorry?
I've got Denmark. Right, hear me out. I'm gonna have guns on me in a minute. This is my first time on your channel.
Let's come on the channel and drop the mic. Fucking hell.
Hear me out. Right, okay.
Go for it.
So the last Euros, obviously they were immense. Players like Damsgaard, a lot of these good players that, come in and do a job. Obviously Damsgaard being the standout one for them. Obviously, scoring that immense free kick in the semi-final was mental. I just don't think players like Damsgaard and them sort of players are at that level anymore. They've made moves after the Euros and they just haven't played as well.
And they've just gone to shit, yeah.
So, look, don't be wrong. I think it's going to be close between Slovenia and Denmark. It's going to be close. But I feel like Slovenia will want it more than Denmark. Whereas, as I said, players like in Denmark have fallen off. Like Damsgaard has fallen off a massive hill.
Yeah, no, I do get that, but I think the problem is, right, so I'm not going to pretend to know a lot about Slovenia and Serbia because I don't, but the difference between Denmark and England, I feel like Denmark do play as a team. I don't feel like England play as a team. And I think when it comes down to the European Championships, I think it is often the teams that play as a team that are the ones that get the results. And the teams that play as a bunch of individuals don't get the results.
Yeah. Denmark...
do you know what? I'll let because I still don't think England are going to finish top, but I'll go with England top, Denmark second, Slovenia third, Serbia fourth. We'll go for a mix of what we both thought.
I just think that it's a big
it is a big, yeah. All I'm saying, England fans, because no one's got England in our sweepstake at work at the moment. All I'm saying with England fans, don't be surprised if we finish second.
Yeah, no, I feel like, in the games you played recently, Iceland, teams like that.
It's fucking awful, mate.
It's awful.
I had my first Friday night out in like 6 months when we played Iceland, and I'm glad I was drinking cocktails rather than fucking. Fuck that.
I think we look so unstuck. I understand we have to, play around the team a bit before the Euro, see what players fit and what players don't.
But by this point, he should know what tactic he wants to play. There should be some sort of clear direction. And there isn't.
You know what? I see a lot of thing on Twitter as well about Dunk being.
How he got in the squad over Jared Bradford, I'll never know. How he got over the squad over James Tarkowski, I'll never know.
Now listen, look, Dunk, he's not going to start. He's not going to start, right? But that is a sort of player that can come on if we're winning by a small margin, say 1-0, he can come in and shut the game down.
But no offence, you've got John Stones, who's a treble-winning centre-back, one of the best centre-backs England have had. He's a top-tier player who's got the maturity and experience. Pickford is experienced in competitions. Kyle Walker's experienced in competitions. I don't buy into that. For me, that defence has more than enough experience. It does not need the 3 games of Lewis Dunk to add to that experience. Southgate's just a twat. He's just a twat.
If Maguire wasn't injured, I would rather Maguire than Lewis Dunk. Don't get me wrong. I think Dunk's
I agree. Yeah.
I think Dunk's a very good player. He's a good captain for Brighton, but
let's be realistic though. If people don't think we can win it, which I don't get the general census that is the case, then why not give tournament experience to Jared Branthwaite, who is going to be England's left-sided centre half for years and years to come? Why not give him that tournament? Why not let him? He has a little bit of that fearless factor, whereas you put Lewis Dunk in, he hasn't got a clue. He's coming towards the end of the career. He doesn't really give a shit.
Yeah, completely agree.
I
personally think there's a few good centre-backs that we could have called up. Tomori being one of them. How he still hasn't been called up is for a tournament.
Even to be fair, if you look at the numbers between Jared Branthwaite and James Tarkowski, even if you want to go with experience, I'd still be taking James Tarkowski over Lewis Dunk any day of the week.
Yeah. I feel like Tarkowski, because obviously he's played in that defensive role for quite a while, whereas Brighton have played attacking football. I feel like Tarkowski could come on and actually finish the game.
Exactly, and actually close out the game. And no offence, he played under Sean Dyche's Burnley, the teams that were kings of closing out a game and being a pain in the arse to score against. So
Burnley when Tarkowski.
Oh mate, don't even. Group D, I'm going to read it as I'm going for it. France, Netherlands, Poland, Austria.
Yeah.
The reason why I think France and Netherlands is the only possible that you could argue.
Yeah.
But Netherlands have just had 2 major midfield injuries. Yeah. Yes, Poland. They're playing incredibly.
Yeah.
But they've just had 2 major injuries, and Robert Lewandowski's also missing the first game, possibly the second for Poland. I just don't think there's a chance for them to finish any higher.
I completely agree. Obviously, I think France, it wouldn't surprise me if they win all of their games. I don't think Austria will have a chance. I reckon they might get a draw against Poland, maybe. But
I can see Austria or Poland finishing either way round, to be fair, if Lewandowski's injured.
I think for them too, it's definitely close. But I think France tops the group. I don't think it's any debate.
No, I'd agree with that. Group E, I'm going to go. I was having an iron about this all day today. I'm going to go Belgium, Ukraine, Romania, Slovakia.
Really? Okay, so I've gone Belgium.
If Belgium don't top this group, I swear to God, they need to fire their manager. This is awful.
I've gone Belgium top, Slovakia second, Ukraine third, Romania fourth. I think in terms of the Ukraine thing, obviously they've got some good players now. They've got what's that kid's name from Girona? They got 2 Tizigankov and
they've got some really good players, and I think that the Ukrainian players that I do know of have been in decent form this season. So
I think Slovakia have got some good players. They've got some really good players that could.
But I'd like to preface this by saying to anyone that I don't know anything about any of these teams that isn't Belgium. So, do you know what I mean? We're just speculating. Okay, I'll put Romania bottom and I'll move Slovakia to third.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Right, Group F. I'm gonna go.
I think we all know who's topping this one. Let's be
I'm
honest.
gonna go Portugal, Turkey, Czech Republic, Georgia.
Yeah, completely the same as me. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I think.
lovely.
I think if they don't win all four games, 3 games, I'll be very surprised. I
Yeah,
don't think Georgia have got many good players.
I
Obviously,
hope in hell.
they've got some good players. You know, they've got Kvaratskhelia and Mamardashvili. They've got some good players, Georgia. But
Yeah,
I
but
think
it's not enough. You can't win a team. You can't win games with two good players. You know what I mean? So
especially with Czech Republic and Turkey, you know, they've got some good players as well. I think, you know, Czech Republic, what's that kiddie that plays for West Ham or did play for West Ham, that Crow? He's actually pretty decent. I think he's quite
I don't
underrated.
even know where he is now. I don't even think he's at West Ham anymore. But
Like he might be
but they've got
Cardiff.
Suchek, they've got Sufal, they've got
I mean, good players.
who's the striker who plays for Leverkusen?
Oh,
Patrick Schick. Like they've got players. You know what I mean? So
he did
I
well
think
last.
they'll be all right.
Yeah, I could see them coming second.
I wouldn't be surprised if they finished above Turkey, to be fair. So the 4 best third place teams, Italy is self-explanatory. I'm going to say Czech Republic, Hungary, and Slovakia.
Yeah, no, I can completely agree with that.
So Slovenia and Poland miss out. I think Poland, Lewandowski's injury is just going to be too much.
Yeah, they haven't got much firepower up top now. Poland, you know, Lewandowski,
No.
like him missing the first game against Netherlands, which is a massive fixture. Obviously, in these tournaments, you want to start off strong. You don't want to lose. You don't want to draw. You want to start off with
Yeah,
a win.
you can't be having your best player out for the first game, possibly 2 games. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
detrimental. On to the round of 16 then. I'm going to go Spain to beat Slovakia.
yeah, I'm with you.
I'm going to go Germany to beat Denmark.
Yeah, yeah. I,
You did not
I,
sound good. I think Germany have got it this year.
I'm don't be wrong. I'm dubious about that one. Only because look, I know I said that Denmark have players now that are not as good as they were, but I feel
But
like
when it comes to a 1-out 90-minute game,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, yeah, fair. Yeah, I'm with you.
I think Germany have got it enough. I think they've got enough. Portugal versus Hungary. I want to say Hungary because they're in my sweepstake, but it's going to be Portugal realistically.
It's Portugal.
Netherlands to beat Ukraine.
Yeah.
Belgium versus Italy.
Now this is.
I'm going to say Belgium. You know, I'm going to say Belgium.
You know what?
I'm going to say Belgium. I think
I'm going to go to the other side of the spectrum. I'm going to say Italy. Now, this is potentially the hardest one we've had so far, right? We've got Belgium
to
and
predict.
Italy.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
The
reason why I'm saying right. So you were talking about like Italy having a bit of a hangover from the Euros, and that being the reason why you don't think they'll finish in the top 2. If that is the case, I think Belgium exploit that. Lukaku's been good form this season. Kevin De Bruyne. They've got some solid defenders. Jan and Toby have had good seasons. If they're going to start for Belgium, Courtois back from injury. Castagna was decent at Fulham. I just think it's going to be a 1-0 that tie. For me, in my opinion, it's going to be a 1-0.
I think in terms of depth, Belgium are definitely up on Italy. Italy have got some good players in their team, but losing players like Chiellini and stuff like that, especially after last year, had such a big impact on that Euros. I feel like
cheating bastards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna edge you on this one, and I'm gonna say Belgium just purely because I think
that's fine.
The only reason why I'm saying that, you made the point of the reason why Italy didn't finish top of their group when I thought they would is because of the Euro, the pressure of the previous winners and whatever. If that pressure exists, then I think in the knockout stage it's going to have an impact, and I think that'll be where it impacts. France to beat Turkey, England to beat Czech Republic, and Croatia to beat Scotland, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Quarterfinals of Spain versus Germany. I think it's Germany for me. I think it's been a long time since we've seen a German team go the distance in an international tournament. Same as Spain, to be fair. I think being the host is just going to give them an advantage.
Yeah, I completely agree. Obviously, look, both teams have got very good players. I feel like being host is going to be like a massive advantage for them to be playing in that sort of environment around a lot of around the German people. So they've got some good players. Musiala, players like that. That can it really wouldn't surprise me if they get to the final. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think I've said both of my dark horses from the start. I know it's hard to say dark horses for a tournament you're hosting, but do you know what I mean? Portugal versus Netherlands. Now, this is one of those. Netherlands have been awful in international tournaments
I
since 2010, really. And Portugal obviously won the Euros. I think Netherlands are going to go through here. I think they have enough quality, and I think they have a more well-rounded squad than
yeah.
Portugal. So I
No,
think Netherlands are going to go through personally.
yeah, I agree. I think look again, both teams got some good players. Ronaldo, obviously, everyone like, but he's. I feel like with a player like Ronaldo, I feel like he's fallen off a bit. Obviously, because that's just because of age, I think. But
I
can he
definitely
just
think the intensity of the Euros is he doesn't play in a league with the same intensity of Europe, playing against players that
right,
play the majority of their games in Europe. I think when you've got Van der Ven and Van Dijk as your two centre backs,
right?
I think it's going to be tough.
I
It's
think
going to be really tough for him.
I completely agree. I think Netherlands. Look, don't be wrong. I think Mickey Van der Ven's an immense player. I think in my opinion, he was probably top three centre backs in the Premier League last year. But
Yeah.
that's just a fan. I might be biased there, but
No,
look, I
I'd
think.
agree with you as a clearly not biased Spurs fan. Do you know what
Well,
I
of
mean?
course, yeah.
Belgium versus France. I think France for me. I think it's as
I
easy as you
think
like for them.
I think it'll be a close game. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it'll be a blowout like
It'll be
everyone.
it'll be tight. It'll be a
Yeah,
2-1. It'll be a 1-0. I think it'll be close.
yeah. I'm
England
with you.
versus Croatia again. Um, I think we beat them this time.
I look. Don't be wrong.
Just
Don't get me wrong. As much as the whole "it's coming home" thing, obviously everyone wants to come home this year. I feel like
yeah, of course. Yeah.
if it's going to come home, I feel like this is probably the year that we want to. But I feel like the way we've played in the friendlies, forthcoming to the games in the
But
Euros.
then friendlies don't like so. Friendlies don't reflect the tournament. Netherlands have battered teams left, right, and centre, but they batter teams in their friendlies going up to their games and then have been awful in tournaments. I
Yeah,
don't think it's an accurate reflection. I just think Bellingham after the season he's had, Rice after the season he's had, I
right.
just think that we have more players in form than they do. And I
Yeah.
think that'll be what carries us over the edge for me.
I think it's another game again that it's going to be close. I think like every time we play Croatia, it's always been quite close.
That's fucking
That
nightmare. I hate it. Yeah.
Euro game, it was the 13th. I think it was 1-0 or something like that. Something
Yeah.
like 1-0 or like 2-1 or something like that. I think it's always going to be quite close against them because I feel like we've got quite a close comparison of teams and stuff. But
Yeah.
look, I do think England are going to go through. I don't think it's going to be pretty. I think it's going to be like 1-0 or something like that.
No, yeah, that's that. I'd agree with that. Germany versus Netherlands. I think it's going to be Germany.
You think? I think. Look,
It's
I
going to be
think.
close. It's going to be really close. But I think just that home advantage is just that extra bit for them.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think you know, playing at home, especially in like a what is this, a semi-final, quarter-final would be
Your semi-finalists, yeah.
semi-final. I feel like it would help them a lot having the crowd behind them and stuff like that. So I think, yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I do think it will be Germany again. I think it'll be a
And
tie.
then and then France versus England. I think there's no doubt in my mind we go out to France. I just think their team is absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
Obviously, Mbappe's just got his dream move. I think
yeah.
Didier Deschamps had quality coming out of his arse cheek. So
I
I
don't.
think there is so much in that squad. I think it will just overpower teams, and I think
Yeah,
they're a lot more organised, a lot more disciplined than England. And I think again that'll be the difference maker.
I do. I don't think because obviously like last season, what did we play in the quarterfinals? I think it was or the yeah, it was the
Yeah,
quarters, wasn't it?
quarterfinals. Yeah, I think yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be a blowout. I think it'll be fairly close. I think maybe like a 2-1 France or something like that. But I think in terms of the quality they have on the bench and on the pitch, I think it's just going to be too much for us to handle.
I think it'll be one of those games where the scoreline flatters us, even though we've lost. I think it'll be one of
Right.
those games where they could have won 4-1 and they've only won 2-1. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I do think as well. I think if we don't get to the final or win the Euros, in my opinion, from what I've seen earlier and what I've seen on Twitter and stuff, I do believe Southgate will go.
I think he's gone regardless. I think he's gone win it or lose it. I think he's gone personally.
Really?
We'll talk about his comments in a second, but yeah, I think win it or lose it, I think he's gone. And then Germany versus France in the final.
France. Right, explain. Right, explain. I need right. Look. Don't be wrong. It's a close one. It's a very close one because I think they're both. Look, France are France. Yeah, Germany.
I think the thing that tips it for me, a large percentage of this France squad have been there and done it together collectively.
Right.
I just feel like such a basic bitch answer, but France makes the most sense. So
yeah, France. I think. Look, I feel like they've got too good of a squad. I feel like I feel like they're going to dominate these competitions for years to come, like World Cup, Euros, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of players. Mbappe,
they just print quality, don't they? They just print quality. It's unreal.
Got players coming up. Ciaran Emery is a good player. They've got a lot of these players that are just churn out. I feel like they've missed out on Elise this year. Personally, I think if he might go in the World Cup or the Euros after, but
yeah,
it really does. Yeah.
So on the topic then of Southgate's comments quickly, just before we wrap this up. So he basically came out today, for those of you guys who haven't seen it, and he turned around and said that if England don't win the Euros, he feels like that's his time up, and that he would like to move on to other avenues. And I do think even if we are to win, I think if we win it, it's the perfect send-off for him. So I think he'll go. I think if we lose it, he knows that he's not going to win one. So we made it to the final last time round. We shithoused our way there. I think in his mind, if we can't shithouse our way there again, then we've run out of luck. And I think that would be the best for both parties. I don't think he should be England manager this long. Bring back good old Harry Redknapp, in my opinion. But I just think he knows his time is up, and he either wins it and ends on a high, or he goes and we get somebody else. For me personally, with no World Cup now for 2 years, I would say in 12 months' time, try and get Jose Mourinho. And I've always been a big advocate of Jose managing England at some point. Anyone who follows my channel or knows me personally knows my opinion of Jose Mourinho. For me, I think he's the best manager of all time. And I think he will add that charisma to England, which we haven't got with Southgate. He's got the best out of the likes of Kane before. And I think the quality he will bring, there's no transfer windows, there's no buying and selling players. The quality England have, I think he'd be fantastic. For you, if Southgate goes, who would be your first choice as England manager to replace him?
So, obviously, there's so many names being mentioned at the moment. I hear Potter, which I absolutely do not want. I feel like...
Yeah, no, Wizard Halley.
I just don't think he's ready for that commitment.
No, I don't think so, no.
Pleasing an entire country is not going to be pretty for him. Look, if Newcastle keep going the way they're going, I could see Eddie Howe getting sacked and potentially. I wouldn't mind Eddie Howe.
Okay, yeah, I'd agree with that.
Option, but obviously you've got these managers that aren't long term. Like you mentioned, Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte, them sort of managers that could probably come in and make a difference in these sort of short tournaments. Because I feel like these managers sort of thrive off these tournaments and stuff like that. So
I'd agree. Yeah,
Mourinho or Conte, because for me personally, I can't see Conte or Mourinho. Obviously, they've just both taken new jobs at Napoli for Conte.
I would never take Conte as England manager personally, but I do think I would take Jose. And he has been approached by it before and said it wasn't the right time.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I think
we're not exactly blessed with options, are we? So.
No, we're not. That's what I mean. I feel like the last manager we had that was international, obviously Capello, it didn't exactly end well, did it really? So I'd say that's probably the only reason I have for wanting a New England manager. I feel like a lot of people will probably agree with that. But I think, if we're talking about we want success like now, which is obviously what England have wanted.
It's the priority, yeah.
Priority, I feel like Jose Mourinho is probably the best one.
Okay, fair enough. Guys, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. I'm not even going to answer about what's going on with the holiday vlog. I still haven't watched it back to edit it yet. I've just been busy. As you can tell by my face, I look knackered. That's because I've been on a hike today. Don't ask. It's a long story. Thank you so much for coming on the channel. Guys, his link will be in the description, so make sure you go over there, drop him a sub. And like I say, he's going to come on and do some Spurs stuff into the new season as well, which would be great. The giveaway for the Spurs shirt is still live on TikTok, so if you haven't entered, go and enter, because why not? If you're watching this, you're already subbed to the channel, so you're already 50% of the way there. And also the link to the stuff for the young Spurs fan and the GoFundMe, that'll all be in the description still as well, and that will remain in the description for as long as that's live. So please go over there, listen to her story, and check it out where you can. I would say up the Spurs, but this is international, so come on, England. Come on, Southgate. Bring it home. Please, you waistcoat-wearing wanker. Please, just do us all a favour. Bring it home. And, yeah, let's hope to God we don't have an embarrassing tournament. If England are going to be embarrassing, up the Hungary, because I got them in the sweepstake. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.